Welcome, everybody, to today's podcast, episode 5, August 28th. August 29th. Got my days mixed up. So, how's everyone doing out there today? Hopefully better than me. It's 90-something degrees over here, and it says it feels like 103 with humidity. So, it is not fun. Good thing, in my basement, it's a little cooler. I'd like to have a fan on, but I tried putting a fan on before I did this audio, and mic picks up everything. So, let's try to make it through this. So, if I seem to be off or anything like that, it's probably just the heat. Alright, so, a lot of things happened over the past week. Still haven't played Shamu, unfortunately. Every time I go to play, I'm either too tired, or the last 3 or 4 days it's been 90 degrees out, so I'm trying to get those last couple of nice weather days in before the fall. So, I had to make my choice, and I figured I'd give Sega a little time for any updates or patches that may be needed. What have you guys been playing over the past week? Hopefully, Shamu. More the merrier. That way, Sega might want to do more things to it. Maybe an actual remake, remastered with a new engine. I mean, that's what I would do. If the sales are good for the one they have now, do like what they did with the Yakuza and use the newest engine to update the graphics. I bet you a lot of people will buy it. Alright. So, let's just get into the things that I've read over the week that stuck out to me. Or not really a fan of. So Mario Kart 8 has a new compatibility with the Nintendo Labo kit. So I watched this trailer and I don't know. I like the idea of building it, but I don't think I'd ever use it. And even building it, I think, where would I put it? If you have 4 kits, like say for the people on YouTube that can see my game room, imagine 4 kits. It would take up all the shelves behind me. I mean, if any of you guys have it and you have a nice way to display it, I guess that works, but I don't think there's anything that I would have that I'd want to display. I feel like for the price, it's kind of not worth it. I think if the kits were like $20, yeah, but, the $60, $70 kits they're charging, I know there's the software and everything, but I guess it's just not for me. And I prefer playing my Mario Kart with no motion controls. Having to set up the cardboard and use motion, it'd be a nice little gimmick feature, but I don't think I'd use it very often. And the room for it is just insane. The motorcycle one's kind of cool, on your hip, turning, this and that, but yet again, I still don't want to set it up and then having to display it just to wait for it to be played. I mean, I have the steering wheels for the Dreamcast, the GameCube. Even then, when I go to play the racing game, I don't really take those out very often. I should, but it's just so much easier just to grab the remote. So yeah, I like how they keep supporting the Labo, and it's like, you can tell they're trying to make something for everybody, because I would imagine that the cardboard's cheap. It's great markup. The software, once they built the first one, they probably can put it together like that to add new ones. So it would have to be something cool, I guess. A Legend of Zelda, maybe like a add-on pack for Breath of the Wild. You can make your own Master Sword, put it in there, and you have motion control. Make your own shield, because at least then I'd display it and it would look cool. Hylian shield, Hylian? I always say those wrong. And sword up on the wall, and then you just take it down, add the controllers into it, you get your motion. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Or maybe for like Hyrule Warriors, where you don't need as much control and you'd always have your shield and sword on you. I also read that Miyamoto, heat's getting me, guys. isn't too much into the whole free to play thing for games. Um, I agree. I like it's like a catch 22. I like the idea of the free to play games, but I don't like the idea that you can't get the whole experience just from the game. I get it. They're giving you a free game, so you can't get all the features. But I would like them to. I would like all companies. I know some may do this, some may not do this. There may be a game out there I've never heard or play, but I would like all the free to play games to reasonably give you the option to play the game as many hours as you want, and you unlock the game as you go. So, if someone wants a certain feature right now, they can pay for it. Cool. I'm glad they have the wallet for that. But, I can get the same feature if I play like 5 hours. Okay? And then another 5 hours, I can unlock a new feature. So, maybe every 5 hours of play, like actual in-game play, because I know some people would probably cheat and just leave the game on and say, yeah, it's been playing. I'll wait for them to time it, I guess. Experience points is something you build up in the game. And, not outrageous experience points, but every so often you can unlock a feature, and you can unlock what you want to unlock. I know they need a way to make money, and for the people that want to pay, they'll pay. I don't even mind if they did, when they did load screens, an ad would pop up. Okay, I'm waiting for a load screen anyways. I don't need to see anything about the game. Pop an ad up. If it makes the game free, okay. As long as the ads don't become like a 2-minute load screen. If it's a 30-second load, okay. Show me a 30-second ad with it. I'm cool with that. Especially for home consoles, you have your Wi-Fi, you're not working on unlimited data and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I think that if they went that way, do more free-to-play games, and you'll make your money. I mean, look at Fortnite. It's free-to-play, and it's making loads of money. I've only played a couple times, and that's by myself, and I think that's why I didn't keep playing, because I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I think the first time I played, I was like, just running around, not knowing what I'm doing, and I came in 9th, which I guess is good, but I had no idea what I was doing other than just trying to survive and run away. So yeah. I like the free-to-play model. I just think I should be able to unlock all features of the game after I played long enough. And it shouldn't have to be, 200 hours of playing to unlock all the features, because by then I don't want to play the game anymore. So, I'm sure an ad-based system would work. A lot of people are probably mad, but give the person the option. Hey, if you don't want the ads in between the commercials, or in between load times, pay this fee for the game, and you're good. But if you want the free-to-play game, here you go. Because a lot of free-to-play people do pay for a lot of stuff, so, yeah. I'm glad he's not a big fan of it, because I would hate Nintendo games to be free-to-play. Well, not free-to-play in the model where they're just trying to suck money out of you. If they came up with a great concept that made me feel like playing a game, and I'm not hindered by the fact that I'm not buying stuff like other people, then I'm okay with it. But the minute you're saying, oh, if you want this cool weapon that can dominate the playfield, you gotta pay for it, it's like, oh, what's the point of playing then? I think that's one of the big reasons why I don't play WoW or other MMOs like that you have to pay monthly fees, because I don't think I get enough enjoyment out of the game to play the game for, $10 a month or whatever it is. I just want to buy the game. When I have the game, it's mine. I can play it over the next year anytime I want, not being like, well, I didn't play this month. There goes $15, or, oh, I want to get the full experience. I got to pay more money. I know some people love it, and that's definitely, your choice. I just like, I like being able to buy a game like Breath of the Wild, know it's a complete game, and yes, there's downloadable content, but that doesn't change my experience. It just adds more to my experience. I'm not hindered from beating the game. I can play the game all I want. That's what I like. So when I play Skyrim or Oblivion or anything like that, I'm playing a complete story. I know I have it. Where with free to play, it's like, oh, well, you wanted this cool magic, here, you have to buy it. Oh, you want this new thing, here to buy it. I don't mind free games when you give me, like, you want this new outfit. That's fine, because that doesn't change the way the game's played or how you play against other people. I just don't want to play a game where I have to worry about, oh, this person's paying for all this cool stuff, so that's why they're better than me, not because they played longer. All right. Um, weird thought on. So it's been saying that the new Sonic racing game doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily lose if you come in last place. I It was a quick headline. I didn't really read much about it, but I just thought that was a weird concept. I guess you can. You're racing. I guess if I had to think of a premise about a racing game like that, um, would be, you know, you're getting points as you race. So like, how many people you pass, you could get points, or how many people you take out, you get points. So not necessarily coming in first doesn't necessarily give you a win, but think of it like Burnout. Yeah, the Burnout series, is that the name of the game? Ah, yeah, the Burnout. So like Burnout 3, Takedown. You know, you're racing, you could take down your opponents, and you get points for that. So at the end of the race, whoever has the most points wins. So I could see where not being the fastest car could help you win. And I kind of like that concept because some racing games, if you're not that good at drifting and driving, it could really hurt you. But if you can make points up just by picking up tokens or random oddities on the side of the road, that could give it a nice little neat twist. I still feel like if you love Mario Kart, you're probably not playing any other racing game. And if you love like Forza, you're probably not playing any other racing game. So adding a new Sonic racing game, it might sell at first. Will it last? I don't know. Yeah, I see too many. There's so many different racing games out there that I feel, personal experience, that when you find one you like, you stick with it. And for me right now, it's Mario Kart 8 for the Switch, and that's always my go-to fun party game. So another party racing game, I don't know if I want to throw that on top because the odds are it's not going to sell well to my friends and stuff like that. So I'd probably be the only one to have it, and then if I'm getting together with them to try to get friends to switch to like away from Mario Kart for a party, that'll be hard to do because everyone loves that. It's known. People's played it for years. But hey, good for Sega for bringing up a new game. Maybe not this one, but the sequel has enough, attention to bring more fans over, especially casual. Hmm. Um. What else? Oh, so there's been a lot of talk lately about Resident Evil 2, the remake, and what other games uh, could be remade, especially with the announcement of a lot of new games coming to series, new sequels, new remakes. Um, I actually would, if I could have a game, so if I could have a game that could be remade or rebooted or with a new engine or whatever, um, I'd like to see Parasite Eve. So if you're not familiar with Parasite Eve, it's a horror game, kind of like not kind of like Resident Evil. So it's a horror game. You're in the third person like Resident Evil, but it's more science fictiony. Not about zombies, but more monsters that like change people into monsters. So it's very puzzle based, but at the same time, you're shooting these monsters to try to stay alive. I still remember the first time I played that game. I played the second one first. One of the few times that I would play a second game first. I got a great deal on it at Toys R Us, I believe it was. Um, Brand new. I think it was like $10, and I was like, you know what? I just started getting into Resident Evil and those style of games, so I was like, I'm gonna try this one. And man, the opening scene was insane. I still remember it pretty vividly. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but this is how I remember it. She's in an apartment building, and she's talking to this person. I think she's talking, or at least the camera's in the apartment building looking at this person, and I'm pretty sure it was a girl. And all of a sudden, they show like her DNA inside is changing, and her skin starts splitting open. It might get graphic, so I'll keep it PG. And she just starts transforming into like this crazy monster. And right there, you get an idea what the game's going to be about. So you get these crazy monsters all over the place. People randomly turn into them, and you're just battling them and then solving puzzles. I played the first and second one, and then they had a third birthday one. I think it was for the PSP. I don't think they had an actual third one. If they did, let me know. But yeah, I really love that game, and I'd like to see Square Enix to bring that back. Pretty sure it was pretty sure it was SquareSoft that made it, but now it's Square Enix. I'd like to see them remake that. That'd be a nice feature. You know, there's money to be made in these remakes. It's just getting the attention of the fans that want it. I would hate to see more Kickstarters pop up, but if the only option for a company who's not really sure that's any viable reason, any way to make the money, or they can't see that they'll actually make anything off of it, I wouldn't mind seeing Kickstarter pre-order type thing where, you know, hey, if we can reach, you know, this number for pre-orders, then we know we can at least break even and make our fans happy. And maybe the first game is to break even and make your fans happy, and then release digital versions on the store so that way more fans can pick it up. So that way when you do the second remake, or the sequel to its remake, you have a bigger fan base. So I don't mind that option if it's the only way they can see it's worth doing. Because I'm sure a company knows how much do they have to make, or at least a good idea how much it costs to make it onto disc or cartridge if you're the Switch, how much time it would take to port it up, and a rough idea, and know that, hey, if we sold this many copies, we'd at least make our money back. Anything above that, we're in the positive. So for our loyal fans, you know, we're throwing you a bone. You buy it, you'll get your game. We know we're not going to lose any money, so that's why we're doing Kickstarter. I know some people don't like Kickstarter, but if that's the only way to get the game you really want, let's try it. Like, for example, you know, not many fans are probably clamoring for, you know, a remake of, I don't know, I can't even think of a game right now. Or, you know, maybe people want a remaster of Skies of Acadia. So, you know, they upgrade the GameCube one again. Then, you know, maybe the company's like, all right, well, let's try this. If you guys want this many, or want this game, we're going to do a Kickstarter to see if it's worth doing. And I'm sure there's enough Skies of Acadia fans who will be willing to buy it. And just like Shenmue 3, they know their number, they get to it, be like, all right, we'll remake it. You guys have a copy when it comes out. Here you go. Why not? It's better than never having the game at all. It's helping the game, and you get your own copy anyways. As long as they're not trying to go the route where, oh yeah, you put down this money, but you don't get a copy of the game, you just help fund us so that we make the game. I don't want that. You have to at least, you know, $30, you get the game on digital. $60, you get it on physical or something like that. Because I would love to see some treatments, even if it's like an old original NES game where they just they not remake it, but maybe do like a Wonder Boy style version of the game for like the Switch or something, or the PlayStation 4. You know, it doesn't have to be a remake where the graphics are all heavy, but you know, a Wonder Boy style where it's kind of a new cartoony look and you can switch back and forth. I would love to see. Let me see. I'm looking at my games and there's just so many to pick. I don't know what to choose. Or maybe even just like, you know, a updated version of like Super Contra or Contra 1 in like a double pack for, now maybe not a sequel, just, you know, they update the graphics of the game from the original NES and give it like a cool new look for today's version. You know what? Double pack, $20, both games. Yeah, I would Kickstarter that. But the company never knows if people want the game or not. Maybe, you know, they get a Kickstarter together for some old franchises. Like, hey, what do you guys think of this idea? We'll do a Kickstarter. You know, it gives them, at least it gives them a starting point. Be like, all right, so not that many fans wanted it. So maybe if we did just a digital only, we can get the game funded. Kind of like how, kind of combined with this topic, how the new Street of Rage 4 was just announced. Cool art style. I love that. It really makes me feel like it's a retro game, even though it isn't. It has a cool art style. It doesn't look like it's from the 80s, 90s, but the art style gives you that like comic book feel, you know, retro. You know, if you did that with other games from the past, you know, if Super Contra kind of looked like that, as like an updated version, you could just switch back and forth between the classic visions or classic graphics or not. That'd be cool. That's a way to get old games new again, and you could go with the cool graphics or the old graphics, and then like reimagine cartoony graphics like that. I'd be down for that. And speaking of Streets of Rage 4, I love Streets of Rage 1 and 2. 3, back then, it felt like a letdown. I can't remember the game too much. All I know is me and my buddy played the first 2 ones crazily. And then we got a hold of the third one, and we were ready to play it. I don't know if it's just because we played the other 2 so close to getting that one that we were just ready. We were overhyped ourselves for it, but we weren't a fan. We didn't even beat the game. I think we played it a couple times, and we just went back to playing 1 and 2 whenever we wanted to get our Streets of Rage fix in. So it was a little disappointing. I've never gone back to play it now, so maybe if I went back now and played that one first for fun, without having the other 2 freshly in my memory, maybe the game would be better. But I saw Streets of Rage 4, and I really like the way it's going. I know they're not showing you everything in the trailer, so it's really hard to get an idea of what the games were going to be like. Obviously, there's more than 2 characters. There's no way they're only doing 2 characters. I'd be shocked if they only did 2 characters. And for you that haven't seen the Streets of Rage art style yet, do yourself a favor. After you listen to this video, or on your second device, look it up on YouTube and watch the trailer. If I have time for the YouTube channel, I'll try to put a little art style right here. I really need a better way to keep track of that kind of stuff. But yeah, it looks nice. I like the direction they're going. I think more games should go that direction, or not the same art style, but go with like a unique hand-drawn look for some of your old like sequels to retro games, because I think it'll really make it feel like it's a retro game, but with today's like powerful consoles allow you to do things. Just like the game The Messenger that I talked about on the releases of the week in my other video. You know, it looks 8-bit, 16-bit, but you can tell the way it moves, it handles, that it's using all the power of today's consoles. And I like that. Speaking of sequels, just thought about this, but a remake sequel. I'd like to see. I know this will probably never happen because there's probably too many hands in the pot when it comes to trying to get this game made. And I'm not sure how many people would actually want to see this game. But the Aladdin Sega Genesis, that'd be a cool remake. I don't even think you need to change the graphics because the game looks just like the movie as it is. You know, update some of the animation flow. You know, make the colors kind of like how you see a VHS copy of Aladdin, and then a Blu-ray copy. Just the colors just pop. Remade, or even do like a 2-pack, like remake it with Aladdin, and then you do like a Return of Jafar type sequel. That would be cool. I like to see that because I know they had the Saturday Afternoon collection for the Disney games that they made for the NES and for stuff like that. But I'd like to see some of the Aladdin be remade. That was one of my favorite Disney ones. It looked like you were playing the movie. It felt good. I've never played the Super Nintendo one, but I hear the Sega Genesis one is better. It just had the levels were a little bit different, and you could actually use your sword. So that's nice. I'd like to see that updated. That'd be cool. It's just, is it worth it for whoever owns the rights to the game to make it? Hey, Kickstarter it, get it done for those loyal fans. I know there's so many games out there that you could say, well, there's tons of loyal fans for this one too. Like, yeah, start a petition to get the company to recognize that game. And maybe they'll be like, all right, we'll try it out. We'll see if there's a reason to make it or not. All right. So, what's next on my list? Man, it is hot today. I'll go in a little bit. Sorry. Apparently I'm tired, and I've only been up a couple hours. So Nintendo Direct was yesterday. If you're listening to this when it gets released, so Nintendo Direct was released on the 28th yesterday, and nothing really stuck out to me. I wasn't really a big fan. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to, give a voice to their indie developers and make it show that hey, we're supporting you. We want to help you sell your games. And I like that because there's so many games going to the eShop. It's nice to see a showcase of the games being played. So that way you get an idea of which ones you actually want to get. But there's so many. How do they choose which ones they show? None of them really stuck out to me. So, I don't know. It's just, I thought it was like a 20-minute letdown for me. Nothing really big being shown. I get it. It's indie, but I don't know. I think they need to give it a different name than a Nintendo Direct. I think it needs to be just a weekly show that they do. So that way it's nothing too special. 5-10 minutes. Hey, here's some games. I don't need anyone discussing the games for me. Just give me a good 5-minute highlight trailer of their games for that week. And that way you know what's on there, what's new for that week. I wish their eShop was designed better too. I wish you could, maybe you can categorize, but I wish there was an easier way to say, show me only games that have. They probably do have that. I don't know. When I use it, I just feel like it's not very handy to search around. I just think they need a redesign to make it nice to view, stream through. I don't know. I can't explain it, but something about it, I just don't like searching games on there. Maybe if the app would allow you to have a better search and you could just say, I want to get this game, and it sends it to the Switch and you're ready to go. But I don't know, just something about it. I can't put my finger, anything on it. It's just, I don't like the way searching for games shows up. Another big news on the remake. I can't say it. Hold on. Unimusha. There we go. I was having a deal. I really liked playing that game when I was younger. So seeing that they're gonna remake it is awesome. I kind of shocked actually. Out of all the games they could be remaking and remastering, they chose that one, which someone must be a big fan in the office down there. Now, I just hope that they don't mess it up. I hear that they're going to do a new control scheme to make it run better. The graphics, that's cool. Uh, I'm excited for it. I hope it's physical. I didn't read anything about it like that, but I don't like when they go straight to digital. It needs to be physical. Come on, guys. That's a whole topic I'm going to do in my other podcast videos. So that one will be a separate, just all about that. Yeah. So I'm happy that's coming out. It's going to be good. There's nothing more I really can say. If you haven't played the game, definitely look into the trailer when it drops. And if you have PlayStation 2 still, certain the game can't be that much to get. Pick it up and find it. Unless you want to wait for the remake, which you can. But yeah, it's definitely a good game. I would definitely play. If you're into like kind of hack and slash, yeah, it's there. All right. Sorry, this heat's really getting to me, guys. Drying up my mouth, making it hard to talk. Oh yeah, Xbox is all access for their consoles. I really like that. If you guys haven't heard about it yet, it's basically you can pay a monthly fee to get an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X up front, and they'll give you a year, 2 years of Xbox Live, and Game Pass to go along with it, which is cool. I mean, it's like kind of having a cell phone plan, but you have it in a console. You don't have to drop $300 to $500 on a console, and you get games with it. You get Xbox Live with it. In the Xbox Live, you're going to get games with it every month as well. Now the price: Xbox One X, $21.99. I mean Xbox One S, $21.99 for 2 months. What does that come up to? So if my calculator on my phone would work any quicker, I think it's a good deal. And if you're gonna have the two things anyways, like, see, for me, I wouldn't necessarily want the Game Pass. Um, but if there's a cheap reason to have it, then I could see myself wanting it. So $21.99 times 24 months. That's $527. Okay. So what's an Xbox One S now? 250. I don't know how much it costs. It's been a while. I haven't had to buy one. 250. Okay, so 120 for the 2 years of Xbox Live, plus 250, 370, and then what do you have? $10 a month for the pass times 24 months. It's 240 plus 250 plus 120. So you're looking at $610 if you bought everything separately. Or 528. So you're saving like $90 if I did my math right. I mean, basically you're getting 1 year of the subscription almost free. So yeah, I mean, in that case, at least you're making money out of it. I don't see the Xbox One X worth as much, but I mean, if you're going to drop $500 on the Xbox One console, I prefer to do $35 a month. But how much does that come out to? So if it's 120 for the Xbox Live, and then I just want to make sure the Game Pass is the correct price. Hmm. I don't know where the price comes up. All right, so $35 times 24, $840 if you want to get an Xbox One X with 2 years of Game Pass and 2 years of Xbox Live. Now, to me, I mean, I guess that way up front, you know, you have games every month. So, I mean, yeah. So $500 for the Xbox plus 120 plus 240, 360. I mean, yeah. If you're thinking about getting the Xbox and you're thinking about getting Game Pass and Xbox Live, you might as well do it that way. That way, you're not dropping $500 right off the bat. You know, you have the console. Um, yeah. The only downside though is if you want to get rid of your Xbox after like a year, you kind of can't. I mean, I guess you could trade it in and then use the money to keep paying the monthly payment, but I feel like it's not going to work out very well. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works out. See, me, I just keep the console, but some people get rid of it after a while. So, I definitely like it. Especially, like, for the next Xbox console. Because, say, the PS5 and the next Xbox console, Xbox 2, comes out a month apart from each other. Like, they have a couple times for previous generations. You know, instead of dropping $1,000 at once, say, well, you know, I'll pay a little bit extra, get the Game Pass with it, Xbox Live, and now I'll pay the $35 a month for that, and then I'll get the PS5 with my other cash. That way, you're not dropping $1,000. The other benefit too is you immediately have games for your Xbox One. That's a big deal, because that's the biggest thing. You drop $1,000 or $500 on a console, and you're like, oh, I have no games now, and I have to buy a second controller. At least this way, you're right out. So I like it. I hope they do it with their next console, because I'll probably sign up for it, especially if I have to buy another console for like the PlayStation 5 or something the same time period. Because I always have Xbox Live, so that's not a big deal. The only thing I'm paying extra for now is the Game Pass, which I normally don't do. But, you know, if you're telling me $10 a month for the Game Pass, an extra $25 gets me a console a month, I'm down. Yeah. Alright, let's switch back to Nintendo news. I thought this was interesting. So Nintendo's coming out with 3 new starter packs, which I thought was interesting. I have the Breath of the Wild's Explorers Edition, which I got just because it came with the book. But I was fine with it because I was able to, with the Amazon discount at the time, it was $40 for the Traveler's Edition. I'm like, alright. And I sold my original Breath of the Wild copy to GameStop when they were doing like 60% off, or 60% trade-in value. So I ended up getting $50 for my Zelda game. So I was able to upgrade to the Explorers Edition and I got my Zelda back. So I didn't pay anything to get the upgrade. So I was okay with that. I don't know what they're doing. I kind of wish they were doing 60% trade-ins now so I can get my Mario Odyssey. But Mario Odyssey's come with the Traveler's Edition, Traveler's Guide. I've already beat that game. Got all 999 moons. Beat the whole levels, all of it. So I won't be playing the game again probably anytime soon. I do the balloon chase every once in a while. That's fun. It's a good way to expand it. I hop on, you know, play for like 10-20 minutes every couple weeks. But I do like this Traveler's Guide. So if I can get some good trading credit and I only have to pay $5 for the book in the end, I'm probably down for that. Splatoon's getting one as well. I already have Splatoon 2, but I don't think I'll be doing that. And then Legend of Zelda has a second one. It looks like it's probably the same book as the Explorers Edition. They're just like renaming it. But yeah, that's cool. If you guys haven't checked those out yet, I would definitely look for it. It's cool. And if you haven't already got a Switch, you might as well just buy that. There's no reason not to. especially if the games are still retailing at $59.99. Unless they're going to start marking the single games. Right now they've been on sale for $45. So unless that's going to be the new price for the non-starter games, because at this point, I mean, both of the games are Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda are almost around the 10 million sold mark. So shouldn't they be marked as like a player's choice by now? And maybe that's the idea. To keep it at $60, they're giving you a book. But if you want just the game, we're going to mark it down to $40 for the player's choice, which I think that'd be awesome if they started doing that. Some of their best sellers. And I think that would help them keep people buying their game and not buying it from GameStop, because you get the book with it if you're buying it from them for $60. If you want just the game, hey, we got it for $40. Come buy it brand new from us. I can see why people want to go digital only, but I love physical. All right. Next up on the chopping block, guys. Okay, let's take a little game break. Ooh, I think I'm stealing that from somebody. I remember hearing it before. So, let's talk about Nickelodeon is launching a new streaming channel. From basically, they're going to call it Nick Splat. And it has all their, not all, but it has a decent amount of their shows from the 90s, live action and animation. And I totally want this. I can't say enough. It's, I love Rocko's Modern Life, Doug, Legends of the Hidden Temple. A lot of this stuff you can get on other services. I don't know if now that they're bringing it into one service, they're going to be taking it off. Because I know I've been watching like Doug and Rugrats and stuff on Hulu and other services like that. So I don't know if now that they have their own version, they're going to try to pull their stuff off of that service like Disney's trying to do. But they never had Legends of the Hidden Temple before. And things like that. I think Amazon Prime has a lot of these shows as well, too. So, it might be something to look into. Is your favorite show already on a service you're using? You just haven't ran into it yet? Or if they're going to be taking these off and putting them on their own service. Right now it looks like they're trying to go for a $5.99 price mark, which isn't bad if you like all the shows on there. Like what I like to do with services like these is I rotate. So 1 month I'll do Netflix, then Hulu, then like Funimation. Because if I had all three, I really only watch one at a time anyways. So this way it forces me to keep watching the same shows during that month, so I don't forget about the show and just start branching off too many different other shows. So, and it saves you money. So instead of spending $30 a month, I'm spending $10 a month every month on the service that I'm going to watch this month. The only time I don't do that is during the fall and at the spring finales, or like the season finales. So like November and December, I'll keep Hulu for back-to-back months. And then I'll switch over to Netflix, and then Funimation, and then for the final 2 months of the spring, I'll go back to Hulu for back-to-back months. That way I'm not missing season finales and people ruin it on social media. But then I rotate. It's a good way to save money, and there's so much content on every app that you'll always find something you want to watch. It may not be the best thing people are talking about, but you'll enjoy it because there's always something. So I'm cool. Nickelodeon's coming out with a new thing. I might try their trial version of it, see how it goes. Oh yeah, I caught this. We'll just brief on this real quick. So PlayStation finally fixes their search bar. Yeah, about time. I never liked using that. Whenever I wanted to find something, it was like, oh man, you're not on the front page. I'm done. A lot of times I'd go on their PlayStation Network store and just look on the website and be like, oh, there it is, and add it to what I needed to, hopefully, if I could do it. But I'm glad that they did this, and hopefully when I go on to try it, it finds the things I want. Nothing's worse when you're typing in what you're looking for and it still doesn't find it. Alright, we're starting to get to the end here. This hot day, I'm going to try to keep it under 50 minutes. Xbox free games for gold for September announced. this week. Let's see. They have Prison Architect, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, Sega Vintage Collection, Monster World, and Live Lock. No idea what that is, but Sega Vintage Collection, Monster World. Ooh. Monster World RPG games, Wonder Boy and Monster Land, Wonder Boy and Monster World, and Monster World 4. I like the sound of that. So I have Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap for the Sega Master System, and that was one of my favorites for that console. I remember that I got that out of the trash, and that was cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So Wonder Boy Monster Land, Wonder Boy and Monster World, and Wonder Boy. I wonder where they fall in line. I've never actually really looked into it. I just played the third one and I was happy with it. So yeah, those are coming out for the free games in September. I gotta make sure I don't forget to not download them. I do that sometimes. And yeah, you should check those out. I know, really good insight right there, huh? I didn't really see much that I liked, so can't really talk about things you don't like, right? I'm not going to talk about, movies I don't like, so. Quick news, Nintendo Switch outsells the PS4 and Xbox One for July. I like it. I always love when Nintendo's doing well, because in my personal preference, I prefer to have a Nintendo console with their top 10 games versus a PlayStation or Xbox console and their top 10 games. Mostly because I feel like Nintendo's top 10 games usually have great play, great mechanics, replayability, and they just hit your nostalgia factor. I'll put my top 10 games for the Nintendo to any of the PS4 or Xbox One top 10 games I've played easily. And they just hold up great. No matter how old the games get, they usually always play well. And for the top 20 selling games for July, Octopath Traveler, no digital sales are involved. Grand Theft Auto 5, I still don't know how that game is selling so well. Man, people are still buying that game. I mean, I love that game. That was probably one of the games I beat, like utterly just beat on single player. I never played online. Just destroyed the game in a long time. A lot of games I get halfway through, get bored, switch to a new game. That one, I kept playing until I beat it, and at one point I was just buying out all the properties. I never did buy the golf course, though. I was trying to make money off the stock market, and then I stopped playing. But, hey, it's still selling. Great on them. Mario Kart 8, number 3. Breath of the Wild, number 5. Mario Odyssey, number 7. Mario Tennis, number 10. So 4 Nintendo games on the top 10. That's always nice to see. So yeah, nice. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it. I think on this hot day. Let's talk about this one last thing. So we're getting our own special bundle for the Pro controller for Super Smash Brothers. I'm not really interested into that. I don't have a Pro controller, so I guess maybe if I was going to buy the game, I want the Pro controller, I should buy it. I'm probably going to use the GameCube controller. Mostly because I like my controllers to have the corner marks in the joystick so I can lock it into place. I just love that sound. I don't like the circle that they have now where it just rotates freely. I know that's better for like most games, but when I want to go straight, I like knowing that I'm locked into straight. I kind of wish they had that on the controllers. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look at the PlayStation 4 controller where the joystick is. It's perfectly round. If you can get a picture of a GameCube controller, you'll see that the 8 points, instead of being round, it's 8 points. So you can lock the controller in the 8 positions. So when you're walking, you'll just continue walking in the right direction. Where with the half circle, your finger moves a little, and my fingers tend to do that. I had carpal tunnel a little while ago, and so now my thumbs don't always move the way I want them to. That's why I kind of like that lock. I wish they had that on the new Pro, and then I'd buy it, but I'll stick with the GameCube. I'll be happy. All right, so we'll go to all that and end. Yeah, guys. So that's the podcast. For you on YouTube, thanks for watching. For you on the podcast, you can find me on iTunes and podcast.com. Yeah. Don't forget to like and share this so we can get some more listeners. And leave some comments. What games you're playing, what game you'd like to see remade, what's your thought on the Super Smash Brothers controller, and did you already get one? Because I saw that they went up, but I didn't get one. So, alright guys, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good night.